It's your friend T here, back with another video. Today I want to talk about sobriety moving into the holidays, right? Most of us are thinking about having a good time, family through the holidays. This is the peak of parties and get-togethers, especially now that we're past the pandemic. And most of our goals we're kind of thinking about, but we're kind of tucking those away until like January, right? January 1, 2023. But I want you to think about for a moment with me. If you've thought about not drinking alcohol, or you have had just sometime in 2022 where you've thought, I really need to drink less, or I don't enjoy when I drink sometimes. I hate waking up the next morning. For me, it was, I hate saying stupid shit at parties to people and then feeling like I've got to apologize the next day. Just trying to be funny, and I would say something off the cuff that would just, inappropriate, stupid, whatever, right? And I'm telling you, you're not alone when you think this. There's a lot of people who think about decreasing alcohol. I am in favor of not moderating. Moderating is just, to me, it doesn't work, right? There are people that can, and if that's you, that's cool. But if you can't moderate, if you tried moderating, right, there's this little voice in us that just at that moment that just says, hey, you could just have one beer. It starts rationalizing. Oh, well, it's just this one party. Then we'll start again on Monday. There's always tomorrow, whatever, right? I'm telling you, tomorrow never comes. Tomorrow never fucking comes. You just got to think about that. So what I want you to think about instead, before the holidays get here, which they're fast approaching, right? This is the week of Thanksgiving. You can tell how cloudy and overcast it is. I want you to think about how you would feel. How would you feel if on January 1 you woke up and you had 30 days of sobriety, 30 days of sobriety underneath your belt, where you were like, man, I'm feeling good. I'm telling you what you're going to feel like. You're going to feel like you can do anything. You could feel like you could check off all the rest of those goals that you're going to write down that we probably never ever do on January, right? But if you had 30 days of sobriety and you got that underneath your belt, by that time, most people are going to be past the kind of the physical feeling of like wanting alcohol, and is mainly going to be mental. And I can help you. I can help you with some maybe some videos, or if you want to email me at some point, I'll put a link down there. I can email you on some things to work through on that. But what I want you to focus on, and I'd love for you to write it down and just meditate on it maybe tomorrow morning with coffee or a cup of tea, is how would you feel? How awesome would you feel? How accomplished would you feel if you woke up on January 1 and didn't have to write down 2023, stop drinking? No, you're going to write down, fuck yeah, 31 days of sobriety, 35 days of sobriety, I'm day 40 of sobriety, whatever it is. So how do you do that? How do you do that? That's the question. Well, one, you've got to sit down, you've got to think about that feeling. Number two, you've got to decide, am I going to fucking do this or not? Am I going to do, because if you're not going to do it, there's so much psychology research that says it's more harmful. It is more harmful for you to say, I'm not going to drink, knowing when you say that to yourself that you are going to drink. If you're not 100% committed, if you're not going to aim for the fucking bullseye, you'll never hit the target. You've got to be like, I'm not going to drink. And you've got to say it with conviction, and you've got to believe it. And once you make that decision, never doubt the decision. Just never doubt it. It's done. The decision's made, and you know what? January 2nd, you can make that decision. After you got 30 days underneath your belt, then think, you know what? Maybe if I want to drink in January, decide then. But for the next 30 days, you're not going to drink. You're just not going to drink. All right? So that's step one. deciding that you're going to get this done. Okay? Number two, you're going to be faced with a lot of situations. Parties, friends, get-togethers, whatever. And you need to rehearse what you're going to say when someone says, hey, welcome to my party. So glad to see you. What would you like to drink? The $65 million question. What would you like to drink? And you need to practice in your mind. Who's going to ask you? So, oh, yeah, when I walk in, usually Sarah's the one. She's so nice. I'll go to the kitchen and I will say, do you have a Diet Coke? Do you have a Diet Coke? Do you have any diet drinks? Do you have a sparkling water? Do you just have, I'll drink water out of the tap, that's fine. 1, 2, 3. Diet soda. Do you have any sparkling water? Regular bottled water or water out of the tap's fine. 1, 2, 3. That's it. You don't need to say, well, I'm doing this thing. I'm trying not to drink. Maybe, do you have any? Fuck all that. You need to look them in the eye and say, yes, absolutely. She didn't ask you what type of alcohol you would like to drink. They said, what would you like to drink? Answer the question. Just answer the question. I would love a Diet Coke. I would love a Diet Coke. And smile. That's all you got to do. Practice that. Say that over. If you're married, have your spouse work with the role play like this with your spouse. I would love a Diet Coke. I would love a Diet Coke. Walk up to a bar, right, and practice at your local restaurant, maybe someplace that doesn't know you. And when they say, hey, what would you like to drink? Do you mind if I have a Diet Coke? Do you mind if I have a Diet Coke? Whatever your diet drink is of choice. Can I have a Diet Pepsi? Whatever. That has got to be like off your tongue. Do you have sparkling water? I'd love a sparkling water with a lime. I would love a sparkling water with a lime. Say it with me. I would love a sparkling water with a lime. That I've been looking forward to that all day. Get that in your mind, right? So boom. Now you're at the party. You've got a Diet Coke or something in your hand. No big whoop. And so I just want to tell you before I move on to this next phase. You're going to walk around, you're going to think everyone's staring at you because you don't have a drink in your hand and you got a Diet Coke. What I'm here to tell you is no one gives a flying fuck. They're all worried about themselves. They're worried about whether or not they wore the right sweater or they have the right shoes on or what they're going to do afterwards or if they've got to go to the grocery store. No one cares about you that much. No one. Maybe your spouse does, but most of the people at this party are too self-absorbed in our society to even care, right? So just walk up. So walk up to people. Step 3 is do what you're there to do, which is to engage with people, to have a good time, right? They're probably people you hadn't seen in a while. Take your Diet Coke and just walk up to people and be like, hey man, how's it going? How's the family? How are the kids? Just start talking to people. What have you been doing? Have a little list of things that you've been doing. Are you watching something on Netflix? Are you starting a new hobby? Are you looking forward to January? All of that stuff. If someone does say, hey man, are you not drinking right now? You don't have to say anything. You don't owe them anything. Just say, I'm taking a little break. I haven't been feeling as well as I normally do, and I'm taking a little break. That's it. You're immediately going to know who the hell your friends are and the people that care, because the people that care are going to say something like, man, good for you. Health is your number one. Take care of yourself. So if there's anything I can do, let me know. Those are the people that you care about. Those are the people that give a shit about you, right? And those that are like, no man, come on, have a drink with me, da 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 da. Those are your bar friends. Those aren't your long-term friends, okay? Just so you know. So it's probably a good thing. You can make a list in January of all the people you really want to engage with and all the people that you now know or don't give that much crap about you, right? You've decided, you're not doubting the decision. You practice. I would love a Diet Coke. Do you have a lime? Maybe I put a lime in my Diet Coke. Then you do what you do at a party, which is engage. You just start talking to people. Just engage, smile and engage. And if someone asks you, you don't say shit to no one about you not drinking unless someone forces you to answer a question of like, hey man, you're not drinking? And you say, practice this as well. I haven't been feeling as well as I normally do when I drink alcohol, and I'm taking a break. I'm just taking a little personal break. That's it. Let it go. If they really press you on it, just say, I'd rather not talk about it right now. It's kind of personal. That's it, right? And you're going to know who cares about you. The last point I want to tell you is, if you're even doubting or even concerned, right, is sobriety worth it? I'm 54 years old, been sober 4 years. I waited all the way till I was 50 before I got this under control. And I'm here to tell you, it's the thing in my life that made me, it was the game changer. It was the thing that put me just not drinking alcohol. I don't carry around the label. I don't have coins in my pocket. I don't make it a huge deal in my life. But the confidence that it has given me in my heart and in my gut to do other things, right? To make video like this in a park when people are driving and walking by, to do things, it is the best thing I've ever done. It is the thing that is the greatest gift I've ever given myself, right? I never question never question how awesome it is now that I'm on the other side. And let me tell you, I've got one last little secret. It only really sucks for probably about 3 to 6 months, right? It's going to be hard for 3 to 6 months. It's probably the hardest thing I ever fucking did. It took me 2 years from the time I decided I wanted to get sober to the time I actually stopped, right? And I'm going to make another video about that at some point along the way. But it is the best thing I ever did. So it is totally worth it. And I want you to go back to that feeling of January 1, waking up saying, man, I didn't drink through the holidays. I'm 31 days sober. Let's go do something today. It's the first day of the year. Let's go for a hike. Let's go for a walk. Let's go see some people. Let's do whatever. That's who you should be. Not hungover, dreading, wishing that you didn't drink so much, saying things. That's not who you want to be. I know it in your heart, right? So, my name is Terry. I'm your friend. I can be your first sober friend, right? I have a little email list. You can get on that list. I email out things when I do stuff like this, words of encouragement. You can shoot me an email. I respond to those emails, right? So if you email me, I will respond back to you, and I would love just for you to say, hey man, I'm giving it a shot. Sober. You don't even have to say anything. It's totally private, me and you, not gonna hit you up with anything other than just like, hey, words of encouragement. Let me be your friend. Let me be your first sober friend. Your first sober friend, T. Greer, here to tell you, you got this. I believe in you. You're the bomb.